All right, well, we're standing in one of my favorite neighborhoods, Sapna, Willow Park. And take a look at what's behind me. Completely renovated bungalow. It's what everybody wants. These bungalows are in such high demand, you can't find them. And you can't find them when they look this good. And guess what, Sapna? It's under $1 million.
Under $1 million?
Under $1 million.
That's perfect.
So here's a couple of features about this house just before we go in, and you're gonna wanna watch the whole video because there's a lot of little features of this home you don't wanna miss, okay? But everything is touched. You'll notice the exterior, all new. Obviously, shingles, all new. Lighting, all new. Landscaping. They put in this gorgeous deck on the front. You know why? It faces south, Sapna.
Right, so I'm going to enjoy the summer on this deck and have my friends for a beer.
Perfect. All right, let's go inside and have a look. You're gonna love this house. All right, coming into this home, well, the first thing you're going to notice, Sapna, is the beautiful luxury vinyl plank floors. And they look great in here.
Yeah, I like the color.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's timeless. Of course, you got a closet area here, pretty good entranceway. So when you have friends over, you can say goodbye to them and, it doesn't look awkward. Okay, let's take our shoes off. Now, you probably already know this, but this original bungalow looked nothing like you see here. There would have been walls everywhere. That, back in the day, the rooms were chopped up. This is wide open.
Yeah.
And we've got a beautiful living room here. You can notice it's a pretty good sized couch here. They put in the all-important fireplace, and it's electric fireplace. This nice ambiance. Hey, Sapna?
I think, yeah, it has tones. I think you can change the light. Same with the LED lights here. You can change the colors as per your mood.
It's perfect. Actually, you don't see these kind of lights every day. Knockdown ceiling, looks good. I love how they dressed up some of the millwork here. You can put the TV on here, because obviously this is probably a room you're gonna watch TV. But here's the thing I love the most, this window. It's huge. I mean, there's so much natural light coming in here. Brand new. They put some window coverings on it as well, because you're gonna need that, especially in the summer when it's south facing. But it's just all day long, you're gonna have light in this whole room.
I feel how bright it is here. It is amazing. Like you have your living area with all this natural light and this kitchen to work with. That's perfect.
All right, speaking of the kitchen, take a look at this countertop. It's gorgeous, it's huge, it's got a waterfall, and look at the vane. The colors are perfect with what we've got going on here in the kitchen. I love these lights too. I don't know, there's something cool about them. They look great. But everybody wants a lot of room to work with for as far as a countertop and cupboard space. They did a great job putting in all of the cupboard space that you need. I think putting in the brass pewter style on the handles looks nice. Well, you're gonna notice we're sitting at the eating area. Now, I can tell you they have a smaller table here just for show, but Sapna, we could easily put a larger table here. Like you could probably fit 8, maybe 10 people here.
Yeah, you get those extendable tables these days, Rob, which is the best part.
Yeah.
You narrow it down when you don't have guests and you extend it. So yeah, this will have a good seating of 8 people for sure.
And they did something that I love. We got French doors going out onto the back. So this will go right out onto the back. And there's a deck back there, which we're gonna show you in a minute. I know it's covered with snow, but it's huge. So if you're entertaining in the summer, head out to have the barbecue. It's right there. Great feature. And of course, right off the kitchen. That's perfect. All right, we're in the primary bedroom, and you'll notice right away that they did extend the luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout the main, right? So it's in this bedroom as well. Of course, you've got good lighting, knockdown ceiling, 2 closets, which I think is important. You don't have a ton of space in these older bungalows, but you'll notice there is a queen bed here, 2 bedside tables. I think you could do a king-size bed here. They did a feature wall with wallpaper. I think it's really tasteful. In fact, I just think the colors really blend in really well with this room. Now let's go to the all-important ensuite. And they did put in a new shower in here. Now, they could have taken out a bedroom and made a killer ensuite with a soaker tub and the whole bit, but you would have given up a bedroom. They elected to keep it 3 bedrooms, so if you have the kids, I think that's important. But we do have a large stand-up shower here, vanity and toilet, and you notice that the floors feel really warm too.
So this is a spacious second bedroom. You can see here, there's a queen bed and a large spacious window with good closet. Perfect for a teenager.
All right, the main 4-piece bathroom, it does have the soaker tub, even though we don't have it into the primary, we do have it here. If you have small kids or you just want to be able to relax yourself in here, you can. They did a great job. The tile work is neutral. All the colors are neutral. Same color scheme as the kitchen. Looks great in here. All right, the third bedroom, I gotta say, this one is a little bigger than the second one. You could easily put a queen size bed in here. Same idea, large closet, window overlooking the backyard. If you do have teenagers, they would like this bedroom. Let's also not forget about the wine fridge, and I think that's a great feature. We also noticed something a little unusual here, that there is a fire extinguisher, right next to the fireplace. And there's a reason for that, because the owner of this property went as far, just as an option in case you're interested in doing this, it's legal to rent this out as an Airbnb, and it fits all the qualifications, all the permits are here. So just an option for you in case that's something that you might consider. So we're gonna head downstairs, and you'll notice as we come down, we have a separate entrance that goes outside, because this downstairs is a legal basement suite. So if you want to be able to rent this out for the income, you can do it legally, or just use the whole house for your family. All right, just coming down to the lower level, the first thing you will notice is this large egress window, and they didn't need to put this in, but they did, and I think it was great that they did, because again, anytime you have natural light coming into the lower level, that's a good thing. And if we come over here, you notice right away we've got a closet. So I said this is a legal suite, so if it was a tenant coming in, they could come in and they can obviously put their shoes right here. We got the all-important kitchen. They put the same taps in here as they did upstairs. Stainless steel appliances, glass top stove. It is perfect. And I'll tell you why it's even more perfect, the fact that it's a kitchen, is that if you don't need to use this as a rental suite, it's also perfect just for the family. The fact that you've got a small kitchen down here, while you're watching TV, you don't have to go upstairs and get drinks or anything else. All right, so this lower level has something you don't see very often, and I am so impressed that they did it. We got not one, not two, but 3 bedrooms downstairs. So what large family wouldn't want to have that? And if you were going to rent this out, you could get extra rental income by having that 3rd bedroom. That's why this room is spacious. They did everything right down here, right into the bathroom. And they did the same thing here as they did upstairs. They put the deep soaker tub with the neutral colored tile. It looks great. The tenants or the kids would love being down here. So you notice that every bedroom is legal. That's why they all have an egress window. So if there's ever a fire, they could get out. And all of these rooms are spacious. This is bedroom 1 down here. You could put a queen size bed here, no problem. And of course, it's got a large walk-in closet. So this bedroom, you will notice that, the ductwork is a little bit low. They did put the pot lights in here, and this is why they didn't have to make this into a bedroom. A lot of people wouldn't have done it, but hey, it still works. Even with the ductwork being low, we got the egress window, and it's still a spacious room. So this room is the smallest of the 3. This is probably where I'd put the guests so they don't stay long, right? Still have the egress window, and you have the all-important closet. All right, it's worth mentioning in the mechanical room, one of the furnaces is brand new. The other one is a little bit older, but it was just recently serviced and it's working perfectly. The hot water tank is brand new. You'll notice they also added a new sub-panel electrical panel, which is great. And of course, you have to have laundry here, because if you are gonna rent out the downstairs, you'd wanna be able to use that. But I have to tell you, if I had my teenagers down here, I'd make them do laundry down here too. They wouldn't be allowed to come upstairs to that beautiful laundry room that Sapna talked about in the video. All right, we're in the backyard. And you know what, Sapna? This is why people love living in these older neighborhoods. And this is why there's a trend right now with a lot of people moving to areas like Willow Park, because you can't get yards like this in these new developments, right?
I agree. The 0 lots, I completely hate it. I hate it.
So let me just point out a few things back here. We have a large deck that they put in. It's brand new and I'm standing on it. I'm sorry that the snow is covering it, but it is beautiful. Of course, this gorgeous grass, beautiful tree. I don't know what kind of tree this is because I'm not good with that. All new fencing has been put in, so it's completely private.
Yeah.
And of course, We've got a large 2-car garage, so you could easily come in to the downstairs or into the, even through these doors right here with the French doors, which I like how it just leads onto the deck. And here's something else to consider. What if I had an RV? I could actually even make RV parking right here too if I wanted to.
The owner just left this basketball net in case the new buyers have kids. But I think that's a great feature, the RV parking. I liked it. And also there's a dog run on the side. Yeah, so if you have a dog, probably that's the feature that you want.
And one last thing to mention, all new soffit and fascia as well, because the exterior has been done on this house. If you want to take a look at this house, here's what you do. If you have a real estate agent that you normally work with, just call your agent and you can book a viewing whenever it's convenient for you. If you don't have an agent, all you have to do is reach out to myself or Sapna, and we will arrange a viewing whenever you like.